Hello, my name is Lisa Miola. Welcome to my in-home yoga studio. This class is designed for those of you that were curious about yoga, but were always afraid to try it. As we've all been told, yoga has many benefits, especially as we get older. The benefits of stress reduction, blood pressure reduction, and flexibility have been numerously documented in medical journals and hospitals across the country. A little bit about myself. I've been practicing yoga for the last 17 years, introduced to me by a very close friend when our children were small. When she introduced it to me, she used a chair, and it became accessible to me. So for someone back then that was new to yoga, a chair brought the floor up for me, and it was the most amazing feeling I could have ever imagined. And I hope to bring that joy, that accessibility to you. So without further ado, I invite you to stand, have your chair, and let's do yoga. So to start, I'd like to warm up the body a little bit. So I'll invite you to take the fingers behind the head, laced fingers gently. And as we inhale, we're going to push the head into the fingers, bring the elbows back. And exhale, just relax and tuck the chin. Just relax that upper back. Inhale, pushing the head into the hands, not the other way around. Exhale, relax. And inhale. Exhale. And let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. So let's take those hands off and resting them on the knees. I'm sure many of you have heard cat-cow, and you've heard that term in the yoga world. And when I first started yoga, I was always confused because the poses to me seemed like they were both the cat. So the cat pose is when the back is rounded, and the cow pose is when there's that dip and the head is reaching upward. So I'll ask that we not throw the head back. We'll just gaze upward. So sitting on the edge of the chair, we're tall, and we're going to inhale, tuck the chin, round the back. Exhale, coming up, wide through the collarbone, gazing up. Maybe where the ceiling meets the wall. Inhale, round into cat. Exhale, into cow. And adding maybe a little deeper breath. And cow. How about just a couple more on your own? And we'll meet back in the middle. Excellent. So I'm going to face you. We'll continue to warm up the spine by doing some lateral flexion. Lateral just means side to side. So we'll inhale, raising the arm. Exhale. Keep it flowing. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. A couple more on your own without me. So as you may have guessed, yoga is a lot about the breath. People think it's about the poses, and I can't do the poses because I'm not flexible, I'm not strong. But as long as you can breathe, you can do yoga, okay? And it's not about how you look, it's about how you feel. So you may observe in different yoga spaces, a lot of them do not have mirrors because it's not about how you look. Whereas in other fitness modalities, you need to watch your alignment or you need to do some counting with strength training. But in yoga, you want to feel yoga. It comes from within. So if you take anything away from today's lesson, it's that. Okay. Palms together. And we're kind of relaxed. We're going to inhale, lace the fingers. Exhale, push it forward. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, bring it down and around and back to that relaxed palm. Inhale, lace. Exhale, push. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Rest. A couple more. And pause. Just take a moment. Just see how that makes you feel. Good. So we're done warming up this top half. We're going to get busy with the bottom half. So we're going to stand in front of the chair. And I'm going to face you. You can face your chair as long as you can see me. So I'd like to introduce mountain pose. So bringing the feet and the hips just about hip distance, maybe a little bit closer. We're going to bring our awareness down to the ankles. The space between the feet is the same as the space between our knees. The knees are over the ankles. Our hips are over the knees. Our shoulders are over the hips. And our ears are over the shoulders. So just taking a moment to see what that feels like. Having the palms face forward. Take the shoulders up and back and down. And just gently closing the eyes, taking a moment to see what that feels like. The head is light. Is your weight more on one foot than the other? Are you more forward on the toes or back on the heels? See if we can even it out. We're strong and grounded as the mountain. So blinking open the eyes. The mountain pose is one of those foundational poses we come to again. If you ever need to take a break, feel free to just bring yourself here, catch your breath. Okay, so now we're going to face the chair. We're going to do a little bit of work. I'd like you to come close to the chair as close as is comfortable. Maybe you're just raising it. We're going to do a little bit of a flow. So we're going to inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. We're not touching the floor. We're folding towards the seat. Soft knees. Inhale, halfway up, flat back, looking over the chair, maybe forward about 5 feet. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep it all the way up, palms together. Exhale, down to the heart. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep it up. Palms together. And to the heart center. So we're moving on. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. And now I want you to take that right foot and step it back. Putting the balls of the feet into your mat. So what does this look like to you? So try to imagine, if you will, a runner getting ready to launch. Maybe in the Olympics, maybe your child or grandchild's road race for the first time, getting ready, runner's lunge. So again, the heel is off the floor in the back, and we're going to carefully bring our hands to the thigh and come up and bring this torso to a nice upright position. This chair is going to act as a guide, and this knee is going to stay over the ankle. And I'll ask you to make sure that that knee is not coming towards the center of your body, but rather towards the middle or the pinky toe. We're in a high lunge. Now, yogi's choice, and you are yogis, you can decide to take the palms together. You can reach forward. You may reach up. You may decide to just keep these hands on the hips. Or maybe you'd like to lace the fingers behind you. And again, that's all like sprinkles on a cupcake. The most important thing here is your foundation and your balance. So wherever you are, I'd like you to bring your hands to your hips, shifting the weight to the front just a little bit, and then bring that back heel to the floor. That's it. Very small. You want to straighten that front leg, give it a break, that's fine. And now we're going to bend that front knee. And again, it's just going to stay over the ankle, just going to graze our chair. And what we've done is we've moved into a warrior one. You may have heard that term. There's warriors 1, 2, and 3. This is our warrior one. So you may feel a little more stable now that that back foot is on the mat. So maybe now you feel a little more comfortable raising the arms and breathing. Breathing into the chest. Give me one more good breath. And sweep the arms down to the hips, and let's step that forward. Excellent. So many of you know we usually do yoga. We do everything on both sides, so we're evenly stretched, evenly strong. So let's do what we just did on the other side. So inhale. Exhale, forward fold. And now we're going to step the other foot back. For me, it's the left, whatever that was for you, could be the right, but the other foot, balls of the foot on the mat, taking our time, coming up the thigh, bringing up the head, and then making sure the knee is tracking more towards the outside as opposed to the middle of our body. Breathing in confidence, stability. You got this. 3 strong, good breaths. And now again, shifting the weight to the front and then dropping that back heel down. Let's straighten up this front leg. Give this thigh a little rest. Awesome. And now bending into our warrior one on the other side. So torso is towards the front. And let's do something different with the arms, if you'd like. I'm going to move into a cactus. So arms are up, like someone says, stick them up. Cactus arms. And if that's too much for the shoulders, again, and bring them down behind the back, prayer hands, whatever feels good, because this is your yoga. My video, but it's your yoga. And then step it forward. Excellent. So since I've mentioned the warriors, we have to do warrior two, don't we? Yes, yes we do. All right, inhale, exhale, forward fold. And stepping back, a nice, generous, big step with that right foot. And heel is gonna go on the floor this time. So if the toe bears off to an angle, that's perfectly fine. That's what we wanted to do. And taking our time, coming up the thigh until we are in a nice stable position. So if you want to straighten out this leg, just to make sure you're balanced, go right ahead. And then we're going to move into that strong, stable warrior, bending the knee, not going over the ankle, and reaching through the arms, which is what warrior two is all about. Looking over the middle finger. And breathing. Maybe you're surfing the waves, wherever you are. Maybe you're balancing on a tree trunk. Maybe this back arm gets tired. You just want to tuck it behind you or put it on your hip. That's fine. Just listen to your body, listen to your soul. So now let's relax this front arm, straighten up the front leg. I want you to heel toe the back foot in just a little bit. Good. We're going to take this front arm and we're going to reach, 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 almost like we wanted to shut off a light switch. Okay? Good. And then we're going to tip, 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 and looking over the opposite shoulder. So this may be enough for your body, for these oblique muscles and hips. If you think you could move to the seat of the chair, by all means, go for it. Options, hand on the opposite shoulder, bringing up the elbow, And then reaching towards the sky. So we are in a strong, stable, energetic triangle. So breathing in all the nourishment of the sun and the sky, and bringing it into our bodies. And if your neck is getting a little tired, feel free to look at me. That's fine. Just don't look down. And then we're going to bend that front knee, come back into our warrior two, face the chair, and step forward. That was wonderful. I hope it felt wonderful. Again, doesn't matter how it looked, it's how it felt. Let's do the other side. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back, the other foot. For me, it's the left. And bringing that heel on the floor. And again, it's a bigger step than we did with the lunge. Gently coming up. Hands are on the hips, and we're rotating the torso, so we're facing the side of the mat. You can straighten up this leg if you'd like. Maybe get yourself a little more balanced. And then we're going to bend that front knee. It may raise your chair, but it may not go beyond the ankle. Extending the arms. And we're going to look over the middle finger of that front hand. So notice my torso, tall. So just like that top part, imagine the mountain chopped off. My torso is nice and tall. We're not going to do any kind of leaning or lunging until we get to our triangle. I'll tell you when to lean. Give me one more good breath. And then straighten out that front leg. We can lower the arms, give our shoulders a little rest. Heel toe the back foot in a little bit. And I want you to have left hand on the hip, reaching forward through the right, reaching for that imaginary light switch. We're going to look over the shoulder and tip at the waist, finding either the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. And when you feel comfortable and ready, you decide where you want those arms to be. Stay here. This feels amazing. If you'd like to bring up the elbow, maybe that feels amazing today. And if you want to give it a try and stretch through, go for it. So last breath, we're going to bend that front knee, come into our warrior two, and step forward. Palms together. You're doing great. So I'd like to introduce to you now another well-known yoga pose, chair pose. I want you to take a fist and put the fist between your knees. So this is going to give us some spacing, okay? And I don't want the feet here, and I don't want them out here. I'd like this to kind of be a benchmark for you as to where your hips, knees, and feet are going to be in your chair pose, okay? So I'm going to go to the side, and we're standing in front of our chair. The chair is going to be a visual for us because we're going to imagine that we, as a chair, are aiming for the chair. We're not going to sit in it, but we're going to aim for the chair. So taking our fist, putting it here, adjusting our feet. Awesome. We're going to start in our mountain pose, nice and tall. Hands are on the crease where the torso meets the hips and the thighs. And as we hinge at the hips, almost like we were going to sit in this chair, we're going to slide our hands down the thighs. And we're going to pause. We don't want these knees to go any further than the toes. So this is our chair pose. Let's bring it up into mountain. Moving back into chair. Reaching forward, or we can stay here. This is hard, right? So now as we move into chair, we're going to bring our arms behind us. Watch me. I'm moving into chair, and I'm bringing these arms behind me, almost like I'm getting ready to dive into a pool. Palms are faced forward. This is called airplane pose. And come up into mountain. So let's flow. Chair, airplane, and mountain. Notice the palms stay forward. Chair, airplane, and mountain. Last one. Chair, airplane, and mountain. Awesome. Shake it out, shake it out. Maybe tap these thighs a little bit. Excellent. So let's move on into balance. So balance is a practice. Balance isn't something that just happens and it stays that way. It's something that needs to be worked on every single day. It can be 2 minutes, it can be a 20-minute practice, but balance is something that we should practice every single day. It helps you age independently, and it just keeps you safe in the world around you. So, we are standing on the mat, and the first thing, we'll start small. We're just going to go up on the toes. Up on the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Okay. Now we're going to take the left foot. We're going to put it in front of the right. So this is tandem, almost like you were going to walk a tightrope. Move over so you can see me a little bit. So left in front of the right. So let's just stand there for a moment. Shift the body forwards or backwards until you can feel the sensation that your weight is evenly distributed. Now we're going to shift forward. We're going to bring up the back heel. So just shift forward and just bringing up the back heel. That's it. And we're going to come flat. That's all I want you to do. Shift forward and coming down. Okay, let's swap. So putting the right foot in front of the left, tandem. And again, making sure the body weight is evenly distributed. And kind of think of your feet maybe as 2 rectangles. And then once you feel ready, we're going to shift forward, lifting up the back heel and back. Again, it's a practice. Shifting forward and back. Great. And everybody has one side that's typically stronger or better than the other. So don't beat yourself up. It's true with every single human being, every single yoga instructor. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is even. That's why yoga is called a yoga practice. Okay, let's introduce tree pose. So you've seen it, it looks so very easy. We're going to start at the roots of our tree. So let's take the left toes, put them into the mat. Okay, that's like a little kickstand. And then I'd like you to bring the knee out. You can rest the heel onto the leg, the right leg. Don't push it, it's just kind of there as a guide. And bringing the palms together. So this right leg, this is active. So we're pushing into the floor, pushing upward. This is not passive. This is working. And shake it out. Great. So let's do the other side. Right toes are in the mat next to the left. And let's open it up to the side. Resting the heel on the leg. Palms together. And just breathe. Sometimes it helps to focus on something across the room, one focal point. Awesome. All right, shake it out. So what I would suggest, what I'd recommend is to practice both sides exactly like I just showed you, and 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and see how long you can sustain that up to a minute, up to 45 seconds. Whatever you can do, work towards extending that duration, because that's going to be more meaningful than coming all the way up here and doing this for 5 seconds. Okay? All right. So let's take a seat. I'm sitting at a little bit of an angle just so you can see me better. So we are sitting up nice and tall, nice and tall. Just bringing the leg into the chest. You can relax the back if you like. And just breathing, just giving it a nice hug. And maybe coming to the edge and just making some small circles with the hip. Maybe in the opposite direction. And the other one. Again, just giving that a hug. And then guiding that hip, just making some small circles with the hip. And in the opposite direction. Excellent. So now I'd like to just do a little bit of abdominal work before we end with our Shavasana. So in our chair, and again, another pose I'll introduce at this level is boat pose. So traditional boat pose is balancing on the sit bones, bringing up the arms and both feet. So we're going to ease our way into that. But the main goal is to strengthen our abdominals, okay? So we are here, we're going to start off tall, and we're just going to hinge back to like maybe a 45-degree angle. And from that hinge, that hip hinge, we're just going to raise the leg. Left leg, right hand, and we're going to bring it down. Right leg, left arm. Strong at the core, and we're going to keep alternating. Right hand, left leg, and down. Right leg, left hand. Keep this abdominals tight. Keep alternating. Give me one more round. Nice. And gently crossing the chest, just coming back to an upright position. Great. So now I'm going to come down to my meditation cushion, which is here on the floor, but I invite you to sit back in your chairs. And we're going to sit up nice and tall, nice and tall. And we'll start off with the palms face down on our thighs. And just gently closing the eyes. And if that's too much for today, maybe just gently gazing at the floor. So not tilting the head so much, just softening the gaze towards the floor, if that works for you. We're going to just take the shoulders up and back and down. And up and back and down. Again, up and back and down. Nice. So I'll invite you now to bring the palms face up, gently resting them on your thighs, and keeping the eyes closed or softening the gaze. And just bringing your awareness to the breath. Inhale and exhale. Maybe there are sounds in your space, in your home, in your apartment. Maybe there's sounds on the street. Just try to bring your awareness to the breath. Now checking in with the body. How do you feel right now? Bringing your awareness to the neck, shoulders, arms, upper back, and chest. Maybe there's some tingling, some heat. How do you feel? Bringing the awareness to the abdomen, the lower back, your hips, your thighs, lower legs, ankles, heels, your toes. And perhaps bringing one hand to the heart and one hand to the abdomen. And as you breathe, noticing the connection between the breath and the heart beating. They work in a symphony, bringing us nutrients, oxygen, both giving us life in different ways, but one not being able to do it without the other. Realizing what a gift this body is. Thank yourself for showing up on the mat today, taking time for yourself today. And then gently bringing palms face down onto the knees and just making some small circles with the torso. We're not going too deep. And then swapping direction. Coming back into the center. Maybe starting to wiggle the toes. Maybe making some small rotations with the wrists. And once you're ready, just gently blink open the eyes. And let's meet with our palms together at the heart center. I thank you for joining me today for this yoga practice. I look forward to our journey together as we learn yoga a little further, a little deeper. I bow to you with love, joy, and gratitude. Namaste. I'll see you next time.